welcome back to my channel. If this is your very first time visiting with me, welcome. If you are a return visitor, welcome back as well, guys. I'm so happy to have you part of this growing community and tribe. So, shout out, first of all, to my new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. Gratitude. I'm so appreciative to you all for your words of encouragement, for your love and support. I don't take it lightly. So guys, if this is your very first time and you're coming in, please give the video a thumbs up. It helps you to realize there's somebody out there that like the content, and help you to push the videos and the content. So please give the video a thumbs up if you come in and you are watching the video, and subscribe to the channel as well and help us grow our community and our tribe. Thank you so very much. So let's get right into it, guys, and I hope this video is not really long. As you can see, I said again, the title is Breaking Generational Trauma. So shout out to the Karama show. I came across his show this past weekend. My husband was watching his show, and I had never, watched his show, or even know he had a show, but I knew him, back in the day from being, I think, on Big Brothers or one of those reality shows. But I didn't know he had a talk show. So shout out to him. And I was really engaged, and I really just like, what his show was all about, bringing people on there that was dealing with trauma and really trying to find resolution and confronting, the people that they were having these issues with, and finding resolution to heal on their journey. So, I'm all about uplifting and supporting anything and everything that's dealing with self-esteem issues, trauma, self-identity issue, all of that stuff. I think it's really, really important, and we need a safe place and a safe haven for people to come that need that support, dealing with childhood trauma or any other those type of experience that falls under that umbrella, right? Watching his show for about a couple of days because we had snow here and my daughter was out of school, so I had a chance to watch some TV shows. And I was really resonated with his show, as I said, because of his platform and what he stands for. But what really got me, I think maybe 4 days into watching his show, I just had an epiphany because, and I said that because, he had young people that come on there and they was dealing with their issues and confronting, the people that they needed to convey their issues or their problems or their trauma to. But when the older ones, maybe in their 30s and their 40s, even 50s, they were on there expressing, the hurt and the wounds that they had as children. And then for the parent or the grandparent to come on there, and it was like, well, hell, I had trauma issues too. And then the other, person to express, I had, trauma too. So you having a grandparent talking to a mother, and that mother talking to her daughter, and they all are uncovering that they all had childhood trauma issues, and nobody ever discussed it or talked about it. And the guest was like, well, I didn't know you had this trauma. And the parent would be like, well, it wasn't mine. I wasn't going to tell you. It wasn't your business. I haven't healed. It was just like sitting there seeing such a horrific thing unfold. And for the guest who initiated, this interaction, to realize that her mother or the grandmother had, trauma issues, and nobody had began their healing journey. So just to see all of that unfold, I was like, this trauma in the melanated community runs so deep. You can even, I know it surpassed slavery. This is what was just coming to me. This is so deep. And it runs, I know it has to be, in my experience, from me just looking at it, thinking what was coming in my spirit, this got to be at least 4 generations in our community, in our melanated community, of us dealing with trauma, rightfully so. You talking about slavery. You talking about us not knowing our culture. You talking about our history being hidden from us, and we're not knowing our native language, our native tongue, any of those things. So I can understand why we are, or we behave in the way that we have or that we do, because of all of these generational things that has happened to us, that has been taken from us, that has been stolen from us. But it was just like, wow. So my thing for doing this video was to say, okay, now that we kind of got an understanding, that we all in the melanated community have been victimized. All of us. Me, my mother, my grandmother, her grandmother, we all have been victimized in one way or another by some form of trauma, whether it was abuse, whether it was slavery, whatever, being taken, against our will, or our grandparents or their grandparents being taken from their home, from their parents. You know what I'm saying? This is generational of trauma, hidden trapped trauma that we have experienced, that our forefathers and our ancestors and all of them have experienced. And you wonder why we are the way that we are in some sense. You know what I'm saying? So that just got me to thinking, okay, what are we going to put in our time capsules moving forward? What legacy are we going to leave for our children and our grandchildren? When are we going to say enough is enough of this, that we as a melanated community got to come to a realization that if we don't do it for anything or anybody else, that we got to come together and heal ourselves. It's imperative, it's important that we got to make a decision and be very honest and real with what has happened to us as a melanated people. And we have to start to try to find some resolution to save ourselves, our children, and our children's children, for their sake. You know what I'm saying? So that's what prompted me to want to do this video, that I understand now, just watching them. I understand trauma from a surface perspective, and dealing with people with trauma, dealing with my own trauma and all of that stuff. But and I know that we've had, trauma, from slavery, our grandparents and all that. But for me to have that light bulb or that epiphany, like, well, damn, this thing run deeper than I thought. You know how sometimes things just that make sense to you in that moment? Not that you didn't know it then, but in the moment, some things just click or just come on for you. And that's what came on to me, that we got to do better as a people. We got to, whether we want to or not, we got to start healing, and we got to start doing it right now, right here, because we have a legacy to leave for our children. What example are we setting before them? When they go and dig up our time capsule, what are they going to find in their time capsules? They're only going to find in their time capsules, what are we putting in there now? Are we putting in love? Are we putting in restoration? Are we putting in their peace and harmony and family and joy and prosperity and learning our native language and our real culture and our history? What are we putting in our time capsule? So when they go and dig that up, they'll have something to build off of. You know what I'm saying? They'll have a solid, clear foundation to start their journey on. But if we don't start healing in our community, if we don't start healing those trauma not just from our childhood and our mothers and our grandmothers and so forth. We have to really just look at this thing for what it is and say, something's got to click and come on and say that we got to come together as a community. We got to want better. We got to want to heal for our children and our grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? So that was just something that I think, we talk about it on a surface, but I don't think we have really, from my perspective, we tiptoe around it. We'll dibble and dabble a little bit over here, over there, but we have not come together as a collective and say, enough is enough of this. What are we going to do for our community? When are we going to rally around each other? When we're going to say, I got you, sis. I got you, brother. I got you, mama. We didn't ask for any of this. We didn't ask to be, to have everything, have our grandparents and their parents and our ancestors to be put in this predicament. But now that we're here and we're in this age of awakening and we're in this age of truth, what are we going to do with the information we have right now to start healing ourselves so that our children can heal and our grandchildren can heal and so forth and so on? What legacy are we going to leave for them? And I think it's important for us to, however we start doing it, if it's just one sector at a time, but we got to come together it's got to be a collective effort for us to say enough is enough of this. We have done so much. We've added so much fuel to the fire that was already lit for us. Then now we got to start pulling back and saying, I'm not going to hurt another person in my community. I'm not going to shed any more of my melanated sisters and brothers' blood in these streets. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds maybe, a dream or whatever, but no, I don't believe that. I believe that we're in the right time, in the right space for us to make a sound decision to say enough is enough of this. That I love my melanated community. I love my melanated brother and sister, for us to say it's time for us to heal. It's time for us to put ourselves first, because we've lost so much already. And we have to be at the point that we are tired, sick and tired of putting ourselves last. That it's time for us to want more for ourselves and for our children and for our grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? So I was just really just overwhelmed with all the things that I was seeing on his show, and things was just coming into my head, not only from my experience, but from people who I know have experience, and just imagining what my grandparents and their parents and my ancestors and all these people had to go through. It's not in vain. It's not. We're in, again, I must say, this is the season in the time of awakening. And we have to make a sound decision. We got to come together, however that looks like, whatever that looks like, or however that must transpire to happen. However whoever needs to get together or facilitate whatever, but we got to start somewhere to say that I lay down this thing of wanting to hurt another melanated person, to betray another melanated person. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do that, you're hurting you. I'm a reflection of you. He's a reflection of you. She's a reflection of you. So you're not just hurting you, you're hurting a reflection of you, which is your sister, your brother, your mother, your father. You know what I'm saying? And we have been traumatized for so long and for generations that it's time for us to heal individually, collectively, but it's time. It's time for us to build communities where we can thrive in. It's time for us to be a community that we can grow in. It's time for us to be communities that we can love in, that we can feel safe in, that we can pull our resources together, and we can thrive and we can prosper. And that's not me being naive. I know that can happen, and I can see it. But we have to really just be truthful with ourselves as a community. Say, yeah, this thing really did happen. It really happened to our ancestors. It really happened to our grandparents. We have been stripped of so much. And it's time for us to stop allowing ourselves to be victimized and be victorious, overcomers, conquerors. Go back and read history. It's right there at our fingertips to really go back and to just see what our ancestors had contributed to everything that everybody else is experiencing, or they are what is the word? They are prospering off of what foundation our ancestors has made here. And we are still on the back burner off the blood, sweat, and tears. They're living how to haul out the blood, sweat, and tears that our ancestors and our foremothers and forefathers have built. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's so imperative and so important that we stop and take a pause and say that I hear you, sis. And I know it's just our opportunity. And if we don't seize this opportunity right now to say enough is enough of this, that we got to, whatever light bulb got to pop on or whatever we got to snap out of, for us to realize that we are a community of strong warriors, of women and men, and we have to embrace that, and we got to learn how to walk in that. We have to learn how to take our power back. We have to learn how to speak power to truth. We got to learn how to put these energies and these frequency in the universe and have it to work for us. But we have to come together as a collective, as a people, as a community. One person cannot do it alone. And and I understand that this may not resonate with everybody, but it's enough for us collectively to come together to make a change for our community, for our children's children. You know what I'm saying? So you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this. You think that is it possible for us as a community of melanated people to really come together, to really join our forces together, to do bigger and greater things for us as a people, as a whole? Or am I just daydreaming? Or do you think it can really come to fruition if we so choose it to be, if we so desire to be? What energy are you putting out there? What frequency are you vibrating on? You know what I'm saying? And if we don't seize this opportunity right now to come together, to heal, before we get to, I don't know, I think most of my videos, I'm stressing in there how important it is for us to heal mentally, emotionally, physically, all of that stuff. We got to start. And we can't just keep like, I'm straight. No, you're not. None of us are straight. We all have some type of trauma, whether it was forced on us or we did it to ourselves. We all got trauma that we need to heal from so we can be a better people for our children and our grandchildren. And we owe them that. We owe it to ourselves before we transition into another beautiful realm, that we leaving these legacy, and we leaving these tools and these techniques, and we're leaving our children and grandchildren a healed community and a healed people. Or am I just dreaming? And I don't think that I am. So again, that me watching that show, and I was like, damn, this is deep. This is so generational. Our people, right, has been traumatized on every imaginable level you can think of, in every way possible you can think of. We have been victimized. We have been traumatized. But I do believe that this is the time in the season for us to come together collectively and individually, and to start the healing process and to start their healing journey, whatever that looks like to you, whatever that feels like to you. We got to come together. We got to pull our forces and join our forces together. We need one another, whether you want to believe that or accept it or not. We need one another. And it's going to come so apparent, maybe not today, but trust me, you'll look back on this video and say, she was on to something. We are going to need one another. Whether you believe it or receive it or accept it now or not, we going to need one another. And we got to start healing our mind. We got to start healing our hearts so that we'll know how to come together and build together and war together and love together. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to express that. Leave your comments in the comment sections, because I'm curious to know, what do you guys think, and what solutions or tools. Now we can talk about it forever in a day, but what do you think, or how do you think, or what does this even look like for us to even start to put a plan in place or actions in place for us to even start talking about healing, and healing individually, then healing families, then healing collectively. You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Do you think that's possible? Or do you think that that's far-fetched, that, so much has happened, so much has gone on? How do we even do that? I don't know. But I know when we galvanize our resources, our energy together, the Most High will give us the answer. He'll lead and direct us in how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all know, if y'all seen any of my videos, honey, when I started talking, this world just started, stuff just, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's my heart, that's my passion, to see us heal, to see us whole individually, and collectively. I know what it's like to feel isolated and alone, and that I'm out here all by myself. I know what that feels like. But I also know that it's very possible and very real for us as a melanated community to heal from our generational trauma. I believe that. I know that our grandparents and our great grandparents and our ancestors, that everything that they endured and went through and travailed through was not in vain. It was not in vain. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, guys. Sometimes I just have to breathe. I know what I feel in my spirit. I know what I feel in my heart. And I know that when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking out of my head. I'm not pulling stuff, just out of nowhere. I know that a lot of times things are so much, I hear so much in my head that I can't even get it all out or convey it in the way that I'm here. It's like Spirit be speaking to me, and I'm trying to convey it, I'm trying to speak it, I'm trying to say it in a way where it's understood or it resonates, but I don't be too far off point. I'm always basically on point when I started to speak in the manner that I speak, when I'm hearing it in my head to say or to voice. And yeah, guys, it's time for us to break generational trauma. It is time, and the time is now like never before. We're going to have a lot of people that are going to start to speak out, and things is going to start coming up out of them that they're not going to know where this stuff is coming from. You're going to start speaking things into existence. You can start touching things and healing people. It's just, I can see it. I can see it and I can feel it. We got to heal some things within us and within our community. We are so powerful, and our words are so powerful, and we have so much in us that we haven't even tapped into, not even an inkling of what's laying dormant inside of us. It has not come out of us yet. A lot of us don't even understand what that is or what that looks like, but I'm telling you, it's going to start to happen. You're going to start doing things and experiencing things and hearing things and seeing things that you're not going to be able to explain. But I know that we have to heal as a people. We have to heal individually, and we have to heal collectively. We got to get this mindset up here right. We got to get this thing up here right. You know what I'm saying? We got to change my pastor used to say, we have to change our stinky thinking. You know what I'm saying? We got to change this thing up here. We got to get this thing up here renewed. We got to renew our mind so that we can be receptive when these feelings and these emotions, these gut things start happening to us. We got to renew our minds, because you're going to have dreams. You're going to have visions. And you have to be in a place where when these things start happening or coming online, that you at least have enough intuitiveness to understand and receive them, to know how to act upon them, if that makes sense to you. Because I don't want them to take my video down. I don't have a big community. I don't have a lot of followers. I mean, my channel is small, but it's packed full. It's packed with a whole lot of information and yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. It's small but impactful to me. to me, because I know what my purpose is, and I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah. Small but impactful. So guys, so family, I want to leave you with that. Let's continue to love one another, to support one another, to start healing, to find a safe haven or a person that you can reach out to, that resonate with you, that you can trust, and start to get whatever it is that you're holding on to. Get all that gook out of you. Get all that stuff out of you, so that you can rise in your divinity, so that you can walk in your purpose, fulfill your destiny, because you need it. And all your talents and your abilities and your gifts, all of that stuff that's laying dormant in you, it's needed. It's needed. And yeah. Shout out outlaw in your endeavors. My prayers and my love I sent to you. But yeah, family, it's time for us to come together, to support each other, to love each other, and watch things unfold, and watch how when we join our forces together, how the Most High will just come and be in the midst of that thing. Stay on the side of truth. Stay on the side of righteousness. Continue to grow. Continue to be stretched out of your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? And don't be afraid to speak truth to power. Even if no one understands it or resonated with it, still speak truth to power. Give truth to power. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm scratching, because I ain't got about a little bit of hair. What? But it was itchy right there. So, but yeah, guys, I'm going to stop here. I love you. Don't forget, if you watched the video, to please give it a thumbs up so YouTube can push my content more, and get it out there so people can have the opportunity to watch and to like if they so choose. But give it a thumbs up, guys. Don't do your girl like that. Don't do your girls like that. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time that I upload a video. And to remember, you know my motto, remember to always protect your energy with love and light. This is Goddess of Color, and I will see you guys in the next video. Till next time, family, peace and love.